Righto, I'm going to show you how to put a new battery into one of these things. This is a UPS. Those of you who are watching this will understand what they are. So we use them here in Thailand because we do get occasional brownouts and blackouts and so on, and these things are good because they're not that expensive and they keep the power going when you've got a blackout or a brownout. They keep the power going until you have time to turn your equipment off. So if you're working on something, we're working on videos, for example, we don't want to lose a lot of our work. So they keep the power running until you can calmly turn it off. So this type of one will give you about probably 15 minutes. And likewise, you can put it on other things if you want to put it on your TV or something. The other good thing they do, these machines, is that if the voltage from the power mains drops down, they level it up. They balance it out because it's got an automatic voltage regulator inside, and pretty well all of them do the same thing. So if you've got your mains power is 220 volt, just for example, like it is here in Thailand, and it drops down to 200, this will lift it back up to 220. And it will give you a little bit of an alarm to let you know there's something going on. So then you can decide, okay, whatever it is, it ain't good, we'll turn it off. We'll turn the computer off, save our work, turn it off. And so there you go, that's them. This brand is APC, but there's plenty of other brands and they all work the same way. So to get the battery out is really quite straightforward. Here we go here. So this is the underside, and this model has got 5 screws. There, and there. Now, these are the tools you're going to need to do the job. You're going to need a pair of pliers like this, a small pair. It doesn't have to be small pointy nose. You can have any type of plier, and I'll show you what we do with those. You need a screwdriver, a screwdriver with a long shaft on it like that. So that's a PH2, this one's a PH1, and they both got a long shaft because they have to go down inside here. You see that one's the shortest you can go for to fit in there. That one is the better one because it's a little bit longer, as you can see, but that's quite a depth there. And this has a little screw here. Now I've already taken all of these screws out, so it's going to be a little bit easier for you to see, but that is what happens there. Now the very important thing is inside here is a transformer, and perhaps I'll show you that just now. I'll just take these covers off, so I'll put it around the right way. But before we take the covers off, what we need to do before we do anything is take this out of here. So this is where your pliers come in handy. Just take this battery connector out. It's quite hard to do, just like that. So it's like a fuse, so that disconnects a battery from the system. Right, you see that there, just goes in there, but it's quite hard. You won't do it just with your fingers, I don't think, unless you're Hercules. So battery connected there, so that's for safety, take that out. All right, so let's take it apart. So I took all the screws out before, and you've got a couple of little lugs here, snap lugs. There we go. Yeah, they can be a bit tricky, these. There we go. And it just lifts off like that. Now that's all the screws that I took out earlier. And that's where the battery goes in there. So you've just simply got a red terminal and a black terminal. Pretty straightforward. And on your battery, you've got red and black. So you just match red to red, black to black. Very, very simple. Now this is the battery that's come out of it. Now these batteries will last anywhere from a year to 3 years, maybe more. If you're in a hot climate like Thailand, they're not going to last very long because they're rated are below 60 degrees Celsius, so they can't really tolerate temperatures above 60. Now, the challenge we have is this is a transformer here, an electrical transformer. This thing gets very, very hot in operation. That's completely normal to do that. But the problem is the heat will flow over to the battery and it could possibly heat it above 60 degrees, and that significantly reduces the life of the battery. So that if you want to do this job, the best thing to do is to disconnect it from the mains power supply and let it cool down. It'll take quite a few hours to cool down. This is extraordinarily dense here and it holds a lot of heat. Even overnight you might need to. This one's been disconnected for a few days while I was waiting for the new battery to come. So again, this is the old battery that came out of it. So this is a 12 volt, 9 amp hour battery. And this is the new one. It's exactly the same, except it's a different brand. This is Lion brand, and it's made in Thailand, this particular one. Most of them come from China, but some batteries are made in Thailand here, so I always try and get the Thai-made one. So there you see 9 amp hour, 12 volt. So that's all you got to do, just do a search. Now, how do we get it in? Well, it's really quite straightforward. You need to move these little plastic covers, and it actually lies down like that. It goes down like that. So we put the red one on here. It just pushes in. Just like that. It's quite hard. Use your strength. Red to red. And the black one, push him in there. You can see how much power these wires transfer, because there's two of them. They're double. And then she just, if you can do it, it just goes down in there carefully like that. That one's a bit caught up. I wrapped it around there. And that just goes down in there, hopefully. Like that, we haven't got anything too tight. That's it. Then in this particular model, this thing here goes over the top to hold it down, just like that. See those feet just there to hold the battery down. Then we've got these 4 smaller ones. So they just go here, they just go in there like that. You don't have to really screw them down super tight. That one there. Oh, that's the wrong place. Goes in there. Righto, there we go. Now just as a side note, you can get a larger capacity battery here if you want. There's really no need for it, but you can. You can get a 14 amp hours. This is a 9, so you can get a 14, and it comes up, I think it comes up a lot higher than this. And if you do that, you have to take these legs off here on this plate. You have to cut them off. You have to get the distance between the top and the side of the battery. Can you follow me? Because the 14 amp battery will sit a lot higher than this. But you can do it. It's really not worth the extra money. And the 14 amp battery it'll run your things longer before the battery runs out. But if you just look at it as a thing to give you a few minutes to turn your computer off, that's perfectly satisfactory. Then we have the next challenge of getting all this back on. It's a bit annoying on this model. just need to lever this a little bit here. Here we go. There she is, all together. If you still got this, don't connect that up yet. Righto, carefully turn him over, like so, and we'll get the big one and we'll put these back in. There we go. Now it's only going into plastic, so you don't have to tighten it down like a mad thing. There we go. Oh, there we go on that one. The last one of these. There we go. And then this little guy, I'll swap over to the smaller screwdriver. This little guy here, he locks his face plate in. Oh, and we turn her up and we'll put this clip back in. Acts like a fuse. There we go, all done, hopefully. There we go. All right, I'll connect it up to the power now. Okay, now we'll plug her in. There we go. Oh, there was a click. That's a good sign. And now we'll power the unit up. Look at that, nothing happens. Oh, look at that. There you go, up and running. So there you go, that's all you need to do. So these cost a lot of money to buy. No need to throw them out. Just get a new battery. It's a bit of a fiddle around and so on. And I'm certainly not an expert, right? So if I can do it, believe me, you can. I'm absolutely hopeless with these kinds of things. But I just watched a couple of YouTube videos on how to do it. Bought the battery online, really easy. As long as you can turn a screwdriver, and you can do it. And that'll be good now for another couple of years.